Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about transitioning into being zero waste. When we think about recycling, many of us think of recycling, using the plastic that you need, using the paper that you need, and then recycling it, and then basically praying that it actually gets reused to become a new bottle or turn into fibers for a shirt or something. And particularly for myself, I've decided to transition or focus more on the reduce portion of that for myself in my home. And if that's why you clicked on this video to see how I'm doing it, and if you're wondering if it's going to be feasible for you to do something like this, that is what I'm going to let you in on in this video, and so please stick around. My name's KT, and this is Simple Living with KT, the place where we talk about the issues facing our lives in a simple and mindful way. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't plan to turn into someone who only has a mason jar that has all of my trash for the past 6 years inside of it. That, honestly, for me, does not seem realistic at this point, but I still think there are definitely changes that I can make that will make a huge impact in the amount of, recycling and honestly trash that I'm creating in my own environment. Something that I realized, honestly, a few years ago when I was introduced to being zero waste and the zero waste lifestyle was that if you're going to stop using certain items, you need to purchase replacements for those items. Sometimes you have replacements for them already, but with these particular items, I don't quite have the replacements that I need. And so now that we have that disclaimer out of the way, because I want to be transparent about this change, it's not just a snap of the fingers and all of a sudden it's zero waste, or a snap of the fingers and all of a sudden just all of my plastic bags just vanish and I never had to purchase anything. There are some changes that are, going to have to be made throughout this transition. But the two items that I'm focusing on right now are paper towels and plastic bags. And that ranges from Ziploc bags as well as grocery bags at the store. So there are two places that I'm particularly focusing on because I think they will be simple-ish transitions and they can be done over time. I know for many people, when I say I am not going to purchase paper towels, instantly I think for many people it goes to then how are you going to clean, or how are you going to clean up spills, or how are you going to dry your hands? And that answer is pretty simple for me, and it's to use towels. And of course I know, especially now after kind of being in hindsight of a pandemic, there are going to be people who, visiting people's homes, I think they may feel more comfortable with something like paper towels. And for myself, I will certainly have new clean like towels in the bathroom for individuals that will be cleaned. Because in my humble opinion, if you're comfortable with going to a restaurant and eating the food on a plate that's been used by someone else, and a fork that's been used by someone else, and using a cocktail glass that's been used by someone else, I think it's reasonable that you could use a towel to wipe your hands that has been used by someone else. And once again, just for ease of mind for my own guests, I put clean ones in there, and even like a couple of clean ones. So if there's multiple people, they'll be able to just use one and have like a little tiny cute like little hamper there for them. And I'll wash those whenever. And focusing particularly on cleaning, I've been thinking about sponges, but right now I'm still on the mindset of purchasing sponges because particularly I need the scrubby side, the steel wool side of sponges, because I have cast iron, and cast cast iron sometimes needs a really good scrubbing to get things off. Yeah, so for cleaning, we have our sponges, we have like cotton cloths, and I will say we have a couple of cotton cloth varieties already in our home, but I want some that are specifically for cleaning, and then I also want some that are specifically for drying our hands. We still have paper towels right now, and so I'm using those up. I'm not just going to throw away perfectly good paper towels, or I'm not going to give them away and then go buy something, because as I say, like, I'm doing this incrementally so I don't have to just drop $200 on a bunch of new cotton products to use around the home. I also don't see myself purchasing cloth specifically for cleaning. I honestly have a couple of bath towels that I feel like are on their last leg, where they kind of have a little bit of fraying and they have a little bit of holes in them, and for some reason my husband's hanging on to them for dear life. But if we repurpose them and turn them into cleaning cloths, then that'll be an easy and free transition. And to clean with, you don't need a cloth that looks good. You just need one that soaks up some mess, and you can put some cleaning detergent on. And the last part for me with making this transition is finding an alternative to put food items into for storage, because honestly, I was using plastic bags for a lot of it. Plastic bags are really good for storing kale and lettuce. They stop them, if you store it correctly, in my opinion. You basically wash your veggies how you wash them, and then you put them in the bag and you seal them, and you just put like a little bit of water, and then you put it in your little crisper drawer, and they stay crisp and fresh. The lettuce I have in my refrigerator right now has been there for like over 3 weeks, and it still looks amazing, and it's still crispy, and it's not going, it's not dying on me. And the same with the kale. The kale that I've only had for like 10 days. But still, I think that is really good storage capabilities. Last month, I purchased a set of little storage containers. Actually, I still have the box here. I do like this little whole set they have, but it's not enough. This big container is what I put my lettuce in last month, and then I used plastic bags to put the kale in, and I used these medium-sized ones to put the meat in the freezer so they don't get freezer burn. And I put like little sauces, I make ginger shots in the top, and I don't even know what I put in these, but it just isn't enough for what I need. And that set right there cost about $40, I believe, maybe $35. I think I had a coupon. Yeah, so it's not necessarily cheap to make these transitions. I think it will be worth it in the long run. Honestly, plastic bags are expensive, especially like the larger freezer bags. They can be $6 or $7. You might buy 2 at a time. You're already at 14, and you have to keep buying and keep buying and keep buying. And so I believe that once we eventually have all of the little containers that we need to hold our produce and keep it as fresh as possible, I believe that when we finally get all the containers to hold the fresh produce that we're buying and keeping it fresh, and containers that will protect our food against freezer burn, I really do believe that it will save money in the long run. Because every time we need to buy something like plastic bags, our bill honestly is a little bit higher, because it just is, because they're expensive and they're unnecessary. But that is just something that I've been thinking about and wanting to make that transition, but also wanting to make it mindfully, because I don't want to waste what I already purchased. I've been reusing some plastic bags already, but I think it's time to just make that transition so that I don't have to rely on those plastic bags, and I can just be free from them and that waste that it creates in our lives and in our environment. Thank you very much for watching this video. I certainly appreciate it. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see other videos from me. And if you're someone who has debt and you're trying to find what I call simple, strategic, and mindful way of paying it off, go ahead and click the link in the description to this video to check out my budgeting course called Abundance in a Budget. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.